Hello there. It's January 19th, 2019, and I'm doing a special event for this in the field. Today is the Women's March, and I'm heading down to San Francisco Civic Center to meet everyone and take some pictures. This is the second public event like this that I've attended recently and shot. The first one was the No One Is Above the Law, which was the Protect Miller rally back in November last year, and actually in the same place, in the plaza in front of City Hall. That was stationary though. This one's going to be a march, so I'm going to have to get my game on for some motion photography. That was also at night, whereas this is in the day, and I had my 800D then, whereas this time I have the 60 Mark II. So I'll have a little bit better image quality. Low light won't matter as much as it did then, since we're in the daytime. But I've got my L lens, so I should get some nice sharp pictures. Looking forward to it. Shocking how many people are here. This entire area outside the City Hall is just completely packed with people. I'm starting to increase my confidence a little bit in walking up to people and asking to take their picture with their signs. I'm pretty introverted, so that doesn't come naturally to me, part of why I usually prefer landscapes and nature. But it's a lot of fun. The spirit here is really good, and I've been able to get some pretty nice photos of people with some really great signs. Protest's been going for 2 hours already, and I'm getting pretty hungry. The protest hasn't even started, so I'm gonna stop for get some food here at Ananda Fuara, really tasty vegetarian restaurant. The march is gonna start in about half an hour, so I'll be ready for it by that time. Lunch was delicious. Now it's time to go catch up with the march. It's about half an hour after it started, so it should be well underway now. I can already hear the drums and chanting in the distance.
Girls will not be silent! Stop your hatred! Stop your violence! Women and girls will not be silent! Stop your hatred! Stop
exciting. Really great to see such a great turnout. There was a lot of people filling up Market Street all the way down as far as you could see. So from a photography standpoint, I think the hard things are getting people in focus as they're moving, of course. But actually even more tricky than that, I find, is depth of field issues and trying to get the right aperture to get a sense of the crowd, and also to keep focus on whatever's in the foreground. And if I'm getting a picture of a protester with a sign that's really focused on that one person and their sign, I find that with having done mostly landscape photography, it's a bit difficult to judge the right aperture value for depth of field when I'm shooting a subject that's relatively close to me. It's much more sensitive, and with a landscape you're f8 or above and you're golden, but between f4 and f8 the depth of field can be really much more specific than you might be expecting when you're shooting someone just up to a few meters away. Though that's the thing I think I have to practice the most in terms of shooting people like street photography and events like this. We'll see how it comes out. One thing that makes the march actually a bit easier than perhaps some other type of event photography is that I could just position myself in one spot on the side of the road and wait for the people to pass me. So I could focus on a particular sort of focal plane and wait for someone to walk into that position and not have to adjust focus on the fly. And I think that technique maybe got me a few decent shots. Of course I did plenty of moving around also, but a lot of different sort of subjects walking by is a pretty easy way to capture stuff without having to chase things down. One last thing worth noting is that since I was walking around a bunch for a few hours and I wanted to travel lighter, I brought only the 60 Mark II with me, and I'm using that for vlogging this time instead of the 800D. And this thing is pretty heavy in terms of holding it in front of my face like this and filming myself. So if you're thinking of this for a vlogging camera, not so good for out in the field. Better when you can put it in a stationary position, like recording yourself in your home office or something like that. All in all, this was a great event. I'm really glad I did this, and respect to everyone who was out there doing the Women's March with me. Thanks for watching.